Something strange is happening in Hawkins again, but this time, it's not the upside down that's breaking. It's the timeline itself. New villains are rising, fan-confirmed leaks are spreading, and the latest updates from the creators hint at a twist that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about Stranger Things. If you think Vecna was the final threat, think again. What's coming next is darker, smarter, and far more dangerous. And today, I'm revealing all the new season details, new villains, shifting timelines, secret filming leaks, and the theories that finally make sense. The new season of Stranger Things is shaping into the most unpredictable chapter the creators have ever built. Everything we knew about the Upside Down, the origins of the monsters, and even the characters' paths is about to shift because the story is no longer following a straight timeline. Recent updates show that the writers are weaving the past, present, and future together, making Hawkins a place where memories, broken realities, and hidden truths collide at the same time. This is not just another season of fighting monsters. It's about rewriting the entire history of the Stranger Things universe, and the clues were quietly planted years ago. The latest leaks reveal that the next villain is not just another creature born from the Upside Down. This thread is connected to the fabric of time itself. Many insiders claim that this villain has the ability to manipulate memories, distort events, and create loops that trap people in moments they can't escape. Imagine a monster that doesn't attack your body but your mind, twisting your strongest emotions and rewriting who you are. Some reports even hint that this villain might be linked to an earlier experiment that predates 11, something created long before Dr. Brenner began building the program. This new antagonist could be the missing piece the series has been building towards since Season 1. New updates also reveal that Hawkins will not be the only place affected. The leaks mention a second location, an isolated facility connected to secret government tests that were abandoned after something went terribly wrong. Filming notes show sets designed with heavy damage, scorched walls, and symbols that fans believe connect to the earliest roots of the Upside Down. That if this is true, then the world of Stranger Things is much older and much deeper than anyone expected. This season is not just about fighting monsters, it's about discovering where the darkness truly began. One of the biggest twists revealed by the updates is the broken timeline theory. The characters are no longer experiencing events in a simple order. Something caused time to fracture, and different versions of Hawkins now exist at the same time. This twist explains why multiple strange sightings have appeared in leaked filming photos, including characters shown in outfits that don't match the current timeline, locations appearing destroyed in one shot but normal in another, and props that hint at time loops. According to behind-the-scenes whispers, the new timeline might allow characters to encounter past versions of themselves, or even moments that were never shown on screen. This gives the writers a chance to expand the story in ways fans never expected. Another major update centers around 11. Reports suggest she will face her most dangerous battle yet, not with her powers alone but with her understanding of who she is. New leaks say that 11's memories are the key to the shifting timeline. Some claim that the villain may try to use her past trauma to weaken her, pulling her into illusions that feel too real to escape. But there is also a theory that 11 might unlock a new ability connected to time itself. This could explain why several scenes hint at her being trapped between two realities, fighting to break free while protecting her friends. The creators also tease that one character believed to be gone forever might return in an unexpected form. Fans speculate this could be tied to the timeline fracture, opening pathways to versions of characters from different points in the story. This isn't simple resurrection. It's the idea that different realities might overlap, allowing someone from another branch of the story to appear. It's one of the boldest twists the series has ever explored, and it could completely change the final battle. Meanwhile, Vecna is far from finished. Even though he was defeated physically, updates reveal that his influence is still alive in the cracks of the Upside Down. Some insiders claim that Vecna is trying to rebuild himself by feeding on the broken timeline, using the instability to grow stronger. If the new villain is connected to time manipulation, it's possible that Vecna and this new threat are not enemies, but two pieces of the same twisted design. The idea that Hawkins might be attacked by both physical and psychological enemies at the same time raises the stakes higher than ever. From the character arcs, the leaks suggest deeper emotional stories too. Mike and Will's friendship may become a major focus, especially because the timeline changes force them to confront versions of the past they haven't fully understood. Dustin and Lucas will reportedly take on a more investigative role, trying to decode the symbols and patterns left behind by the fractured reality. Hopper and Joyce might uncover secrets about earlier government experiments, leading them into the hidden facility mentioned in leaked set photos. And Max, still recovering, might be pulled into the new villain's plan because of her mental connection to Vecna. All these updates point toward a season that mixes mystery, horror, science fiction, and emotional storytelling more intensely than ever before. The creators are building a world where every memory matters, every choice has consequences across timelines, and every monster is smarter than anything the characters have faced before. If the leaks hold true, Stranger Things is preparing its audience for a final showdown that doesn't just end a story, it reshapes it. The new villains, the shifting timelines, and the buried truths from the past suggest that this season will be the most gripping chapter the series has ever delivered. As more leaks surface, one thing becomes clear: the new season is not only expanding the world of Stranger Things, but also challenging the characters in ways they have never faced before. The broken timeline is not just a background concept, it is shaping every interaction, every emotional moment, and every danger that creeps into Hawkins. Fans who thought they already understood the connection between the real world and the Upside Down are being forced to rethink everything. The updates reveal that the barrier between the two worlds is weakening faster than anyone imagined, and the fractures left behind by the previous season's events are spreading like open wounds. This means the next season will not wait before pulling characters into chaos. The darkness enters immediately, without warning, and without mercy. Insiders described scenes where characters are standing in the same place, yet experiencing completely different realities. One version of Hawkins might appear peaceful, while another shows the same location destroyed, burned, or overtaken by the red lightning of the Upside Down. These overlapping visuals suggest that the characters are stepping into a world where time is not linear anymore. Instead, it bends and folds around them. Some are even saying that this might be the season where the characters begin to question their own memories, unsure of what truly happened and what was altered by the villain's manipulation. Even the smallest detail, like a song, a shadow, or a familiar voice, could be a trap designed to pull them deeper into a loop they cannot escape. One of the most surprising updates hints at something fans have long debated: the origin of the Upside Down. According to new leaks, the next season touches on the possibility that the Upside Down is not just a separate dimension but a corrupted version of Earth from a broken timeline. This would explain why certain structures match Hawkins exactly, while others appear distorted or frozen in time. If this theory is true, then the new villain may not be creating chaos but restoring a timeline that once existed. This twist opens the door to a complex moral conflict, one where the villain's goal might not be pure evil but a desperate attempt to rebuild something lost long ago. It also means the characters are fighting not only monsters but the consequences of actions made in the past by forces they do not yet understand. The leaks also mention a strange phenomenon the characters will begin to notice: time loss events where minutes vanish without explanation. Some claim that the characters might wake up in places they don't remember traveling to, or experience entire conversations that never actually happened. These time distortions become more dangerous as the season progresses, making it harder for the characters to distinguish between real danger and illusions created by the timeline fracture. This adds psychological tension to the season, making it darker and more unpredictable, as the audience is forced to question what is real along with the characters. Early set descriptions reveal scenes involving old technology, like outdated radios, broken tape players, and analog screens flickering with messages that shouldn't exist. These objects seem to act as bridges between different timelines, carrying fragments of information from realities that no longer exist. Some scenes reportedly show characters receiving warnings from voices they recognize, but for moments that happened years ago, or moments that haven't yet happened at all. This mechanic gives the season a haunting, nostalgic tone, reminding viewers of the early days of the show while introducing a new layer of mystery. Another major update involves Hopper. New leaks suggest that Hopper will uncover classified files that expose the earliest experiments ever conducted, long before the familiar Hawkins lab was active. These documents describe research into dimensional instability, suggesting that the government knew about the shifts in reality decades before 11 opened the first gate. Hopper's investigation reportedly leads him to a hidden site filled with abandoned machines designed to manipulate energy fields. If the facility is reactivated, even by accident, the timeline fractures could intensify, pulling the characters into new dangers they are not prepared to face. Joyce, on the other hand, will be drawn into a more emotional side of the story. The leaks claim that she will begin experiencing memories that don't belong to her, moments of a life she never lived, conversations with people she never met, and visions of events that contradict everything she knows. This deeply affects her mental state, and some insiders suggest that Joyce may become one of the key characters in identifying how the timeline is breaking. Her sensitivity to the supernatural has been part of the show since the beginning, and this season may explore it more directly, showing that Joyce has always had a unique connection to the anomalies around Hawkins. For the younger group, the emotional stakes are higher than ever. Will's storyline becomes even more important, with leaks indicating that his connection to the Upside Down will intensify. Some insiders claim that Will begin sensing changes in the timeline before anyone else, as if the Upside Down is communicating with him or trying to warn him about incoming danger. His visions reportedly become more vivid, showing glimpses of future events, alternate realities, and the true form of the new villain. This gives Will a critical purpose in the story, bringing his character full circle after years of being deeply affected by the Upside Down. Mike's journey focuses on leadership and loyalty. As the timeline fractures, he becomes one of the few who can hold the group together, relying on instinct rather than certainty. His determination to protect his friends becomes one of the emotional pillars of the season. However, leaks suggest that Mike will face moments of self-doubt when he realizes that the timelines contain versions of himself that made different choices, some kinder, some darker. This forces him to confront the idea that he might not be the hero he always hoped to be, adding a new layer to his development. Dustin, always the thinker, takes on a more investigative role. Early reports say he begins to study the symbols and mathematical patterns left behind by the distortions in reality. He notices that the timeline fractures follow a pattern similar to sound waves, suggesting that the villain might be manipulating frequencies rather than physical structures. This discovery could lead the group to understand how the Upside Down communicates and evolves. Dustin's intelligence becomes one of the keys to stopping the incoming threat, and his theories may become the backbone of the group's plan to repair the broken world. Lucas, still recovering from the trauma of losing Max emotionally, becomes one of the strongest emotional anchors in the group. Updates say he struggles with guilt as he watches Max fight her own battles within the fractured timeline. Max, meanwhile, may experience nightmares that feel too real to ignore. Some leaks suggest that she becomes a target of the new villain because of her mental vulnerability and her previous connection to Vecna. Scenes reportedly show her trapped in looping memories that twist into new horrors, pushing her to find strength she didn't know she had. As the season progresses, the fractures in reality begin to merge, creating a terrifying possibility: the Upside Down might no longer stay in its own dimension. The leaking reports claim that entire locations could temporarily shift into alternate realities, showing landscapes filled with ash, floating debris, and twisted versions of familiar places. These sudden shifts could trap characters at any moment, setting up unpredictable action sequences and emotional confrontations. All these updates point toward a season that mixes psychological horror with emotional storytelling, raising the stakes far beyond what the characters faced before. The darkness is no longer something they can fight with weapons or powers alone. It is inside their memories, inside their fears, and inside every choice they made across every timeline. If the leaks are accurate, Stranger Things is preparing not just its biggest season, but its most daring leap into storytelling. Every mystery from the past, every shadow from the Upside Down, and every truth the characters tried to avoid is coming together. And as the timelines collide, the final battle will not just decide the fate of Hawkins, but the fate of reality itself. If this theory is true, then the new villain may not be creating chaos but restoring a timeline that once existed. This twist opens the door to a complex moral conflict, one where the villain's goal might not be pure evil but a desperate attempt to rebuild something lost long ago.